I want to tell you something funny that happened to me this week. Around 7 p.m.-ish, I confidently walked into the kitchen thinking dinner was ready, only to realize that my Instant Pot was still sitting on the stove. And if you know, I love using the Instant Pot. I think it's the most convenient kitchen tool out there that everyone should get. Everything was in the pot, the food, the sauce, everything. It just wasn't actually in the Instant Pot. It was just sitting there on the stove. So we ordered takeout. So happy 26, everyone. My first cooking blender of the year, and if you had one too, or something similar, just a mistake, just know you're not alone. Jokes aside, if you're new here, my name is Amy. I'm an expat living in Vienna, and today we're doing a slow, cozy winter apartment reset. And if you haven't started yours yet, don't worry, I got you covered. You can join along with me or play this video in the background, but today we're going to get our lives put together. We're going to start with the bedroom, and if you watched my content before, you're probably wondering why I film cleaning my bedroom so much. And the honest truth is just that I spend most of my time here resting, sleeping, relaxing, working, editing on my videos. So it's just normal that this area is just a lot more messy compared to other ones. So this year I wanted to get new sheets, and we got these on sale from H&M. And normally I would get white sheets, but just living here in Europe, I noticed that cleaning white sheets is really difficult. If you have a product, please suggest it to me, but I just have not found anything in terms of like bleach that actually work really well. I also picked up this bath lift from H&M Home. So for the duvet cover, I've been using this method for a while now. Basically what I do is I turn the duvet inside out. So I line up the corners of the duvet covers with the corner of the blankets, and then I kind of just pull it over it and like kind of shake it out so that it lays flat. I've seen on Instagram there are other methods where you can do some kind of rolling through the bed, which looks nice, but if you've noticed those videos, there's usually two people. And if I'm doing this by myself, this is just the easiest method that I found. So this is a paper from Sugar Paper, and the reason why I got this is because they had an extra large notebook or planner, and I like to be able to see. I got it because I felt like my content creation didn't really have a system, or I didn't plan it very well. And so for this year, for 2026, I really wanted to be more consistent with my posting and the content I'm posting, and just to plan it out. And I wanted to take it more seriously, as you would say. The one that I found was only in LA or in the US, and I did have my parents ship it out to me, but this is really expensive, so that's only going to happen for this year. I don't know about next year what's going to happen, but I do like it so far. I've been using it, planning out my content, write down notes, so it has been very helpful having just a big planner just to see my content schedule for the upcoming weeks. One of the best purchases we've made at the end of 2025 and using it through the beginning of 2026 is this Xiaomi robot vacuum. And I would suggest this for everyone. You don't have to get this brand specifically, but I feel like the price to what it does is decent compared to other brands and what they do. And this has really cut down my cleaning significantly. I think it does about 70%, 80% of the work. It's not perfect, nothing is, but I feel like it really does all the basic cleaning that you need to get done. It does vacuuming, it does mopping, and I think the only thing you probably would have to watch out for is for corners or things maybe very close to the baseboard. You would have to do that yourself, but the fact that this does like 70%, 80% of the cleaning for you just really helps you direct your energy to something else. So while this is cleaning one room, for example, you could be, working, you could be exercising, you could just be doing other tasks while this is cleaning. So it really helps, and I think every house should have some kind of robot vacuum. When I first saw the box, I thought that the setup would be very complicated, but it was actually pretty easy. The reason why the box is so big is because of the main unit itself that houses the water is quite big. But the only thing you really need to set up is you just put the mop pads in there and the vacuum sweeper on the robot, and then afterwards you just follow the instructions to set it up in the Xiaomi app. Once you set it up on the Xiaomi app, you just let the robot kind of map out your layout of your flat. And once it figures out, it's very easy from there to clean. Oh. So one of the things I wanted to try for a while but wasn't sure was HelloFresh. And mainly because I cook all the time for us. I cook 3 meals 7 days a week. I really wanted some things with variety, because after a while we're just kind of sticking to the same foods that you make. So I thought this might be kind of fun just to give it a shot and to see how it turned out. I would say overall, everything is very simple. All the directions are there. All the ingredients they give you are mostly there. You might need things like honey or salt and pepper, like those kind of basics they don't supply you with, but all the main like spices that they add to certain dishes they'll provide for you, and all the vegetables and the meats. So that makes it really convenient when you just don't really feel like cooking or you don't really know what to cook. So I found that kind of eliminated the issue, and also the matter of grocery shopping. The meal that I'm making today, they call this the pad thai. I'd have to say it doesn't really taste like pad thai. It's more just like Asian stir-fried noodle. So I think if they had called it something else instead of pad thai, probably would have been better off. And it's not bad. It's not like 10 out of 10. I think I would give it probably like a 7 out of 10 for all the dishes that I've tried. There was another dish that we had with steak. Steak is obviously more expensive, so you get charged extra per servings. And the steak was kind of hard, so I feel like that was kind of a miss. But overall, the dish itself was pretty good, and I think I would give the experience so far a 7 out of 10. This is one of the things I've been putting off for a while, but I need to attach these wheels to the calyx drawers. The reason why I put it off is because I have to empty all my drawers. And the reason we got these wheels to put on the calyx is because on the side of the bed is a drawer for my husband to put his clothes, and it's really hard to remove the calyx. I understand you could just push it, but it's heavy, so it's just easier to put wheels on it so you can move it back and forth. What I found to be the easiest to attach these wheels is to take the wheels, and in the wheels there's holes where you put the screws. You use that and you put a marker in there, and then you take the screws that you're going to use and kind of drill holes, not all the way, but just a little bit, so that when you're trying to attach the screws into the wheel area, the holes in the wheels, it goes in a lot easier as opposed to just doing it dry. Mainly because it just takes a long time to screw it in. So here's the moment after I attached all the wheels. I tried to push the calyx from the floor to standing, and it was just too heavy for me. So in the end, I had to call my husband to help me to move it up.